it's not clear that our neighbors are necessarily welcoming this across the board. You can look at what's obviously some of the comments even made from the UN yesterday, from Denmark, concerned about Greenland. You can look at some of the comments made by some of the countries in Latin America. So this sort of the neighbor issue, I think, is an important one. The other question is, you know, Maduro was, depending on what you believe, taken from Venezuela in the context around drugs and drug smuggling and the like. And here we are talking quite openly about regime change, about oil, about neighbors, about all of these other things. I imagine in court, and I don't know, we'll see what courts think about all of this, but the more that this is talked about in the context that you're talking about it, the more it looks like everything else is a pretext.
Well, first I've got to correct you on the regime change thing. I mean, that may be a conversation for some. It's certainly not for me. If we were looking at regime change, this was a surgically precise strike. If it was regime change, you'd see 10,000 boots on the ground right now. You'd have seen an operational preparation of the environment. You'd have seen numerous other elements that really institute regime change. What you see now is the continuity of the regime as it applies to a vice president who is stepping up, filling that power void, because this so-called president who was under federal indictment in the United States was taken into the custody of the United States. That's not regime change. Regime change looks entirely different. So we need to get past that as a point of conversation and realize that there was a threat posed by Maduro. He posed this threat not only to the United States, but to his own people. Look at the response of Venezuelan expats in South Florida. Look at the response of Venezuelan expats in other parts of South America who celebrated this as a victory for Venezuela. This is not to be lauded as a victory for the United States as much as it is for the people of Venezuela. So now maybe we can take steps toward self-determination in that country and some liberty that those people in Venezuela are longing for.